A solemn national anthem and thundering cannon fire, fitting remembrances of the bloodiest war ever fought in China, but it's one that's often overlooked by the world. For China, the Second World War started in 1937, more than 4 years before the US entered it. Japan had invaded the country to gain access to raw materials and control of the Asia-Pacific region. As many as 23 million Chinese people died in the Japanese invasion of China during World War II. That accounts for about 1/3 the total number of people killed during the war. Yet few people in the world know about this period of history. The Republic of China in Taiwan wants this ceremony to remind the world of the sacrifices made by its soldiers and people. Only a few soldiers who survived are still alive, and most of them are in their 90s. Tao Shijun was a 19-year-old farmer's son who became an army medic. He saw many soldiers killed or wounded.
Back then, we were outnumbered and poorly equipped. We didn't even have enough basic supplies. We had to keep using the same bandages for months and lacked painkillers. The wounded soldiers would scream in pain. When I think about the past, I want to cry.
Like many of the veterans, Lieutenant General Huang Shizhong lost not only his comrades, but also family members. He was only 13 years old when he fled with his teacher and classmates from Nanjing City right before Japanese troops went in and murdered up to 300,000, mostly civilians, and raped tens of thousands of women. He believes his parents were among those killed. He later witnessed Japan's surrender.
I felt sorry for the Japanese soldiers because it's hard to lose a war, but that didn't reduce the hate inside me at the time. They killed my parents. They invaded us. We had to fight back.
Many historians say, had the war not happened, China and the world would have experienced a very different history.
The war interrupted a process of modernization and democratization in China and helped the communists eventually take over the country. By putting up a long resistance, China kept millions of Japanese soldiers preoccupied and prevented Japan from invading other countries.
Many of those who fought the Japanese in China later fled to Taiwan with their government after losing a civil war to the communists. Each day, guards at the martyr shrine pay respects to those killed. 7 decades after the war, the republic that has lost so much because of the war prefers to not think about what might have been, but to cherish peace instead. Cindy Sue, BBC News, Taipei.